2 undersea cables were cut over the weekend.
Now, investigations are underway to determine the cause of damage.
Severed cable in the Baltic Sea.
On New Year's Eve 2025, Finnish police boarded a cargo ship in the Baltic Sea. Not for drugs, not for weapons, but because it was suspected of dragging its anchor across the seabed and damaging an undersea internet cable connecting Finland and Estonia. No explosion or hacking, just a ship and a cable. Because despite everything we imagine about satellites and space-age tech, the modern internet still depends on something surprisingly fragile: wires on the ocean floor. Today we're going to uncover why nearly all global internet traffic still travels through physical cables, why satellites barely carry any of it, and why these hidden wires are now becoming targets in modern geopolitical conflict. Because the cloud isn't in the sky, it's at the bottom of the sea. We tend to think of the internet as invisible. Wi-Fi, 4G, Starlink, signals flying through space. But in reality, about 99% of global digital data travels through subsea cables. Emails, bank transfers, military communications, even this video you're watching right now. All of it is carried through a global network of fibre optic cables stretching across the seabed. There are over 1.4 million kilometres of them, enough to wrap around the Earth more than 30 times. And yet, each one is barely thicker than a garden hose. So why don't we just use satellites? Satellites feel futuristic, but they're slow and they're limited. A modern undersea cable can carry tens of terabytes per second of data. A satellite, usually around 1 gigabyte per second. That's more than 1,000 times less capacity. They also introduce delay. Even light takes time to travel 36,000 kilometers to orbit and back. So if the global internet ran on satellites, everything from Zoom calls to financial markets would lag noticeably. Cables are faster, cheaper, and vastly more efficient. Which is why satellites handle less than 1% of global data. The rest flows through glass fibres, lying silently in the dark. In fact, this system predates the internet entirely. The first undersea communication cables were laid in the 1850s, not for data, but for telegraphs. By 1872, almost every continent was already connected by underwater wires. The goal was the same then as now: send information faster than ships could carry it. Over time, those copper telegraph lines evolved into fibre optic cables, transmitting light instead of electricity. But the core idea never changed. Global communication runs through physical infrastructure, and physical infrastructure can break. Every year, cables are damaged 150 to 200 times worldwide. Not by sharks or any other deep-sea beast, such incidents make up less than 1% of cable faults. The biggest cause is human activity, whether that be fishing nets, construction, ship anchors. In fact, 70 to 80% of faults are caused by accidents, like dragging equipment across the seabed. Sometimes the effects are huge. When a volcanic eruption severed Tonga's only cable in 2022, the country was effectively cut off from the global internet for weeks. And increasingly, not all breaks are accidental. The Baltic Sea has seen repeated cable damage in recent years, enough that NATO now classifies them as critical infrastructure. Because cutting a cable doesn't just slow Netflix, it can disrupt banking, military coordination, emergency response, even entire economies. In World War I, Britain's first move was to cut Germany's submarine cables, isolating them from global communication. Today, similar tactics are returning under the label of hybrid warfare. Not missiles, not cyber attacks, just pressure in the right place at the bottom of the ocean. We call it the cloud, something abstract, intangible, but the truth is far more physical. Your messages, your money, your memories are travelling right now through glass threads, lying in cold darkness, miles beneath the sea. And the modern world works only as long as those cables do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.